I'm Jill Ovnicab with Healthy Facts, and we're going to make a lovely dinner today based on spaghetti squash. The squashes are wonderful. In Dr. McDougall's book, The Starch Solution, one of my favorite books ever, he talks about how we can base our diet around the grains, the brown rices, the legumes, and the potatoes, and the starches, and like this lovely squash. These are, all these foods have just an array of vitamins and minerals and the fiber, and they're all working together in this beautiful symphony that we really probably just do not even have a clear understanding of. They're very protective. That's the bottom line. So to protect yourself and your body and your heart health and everything else, the more meals you can make based on a plant like a squash is just going to be better off. So I'm pretty lazy about cutting into squashes if they're a little bit hard, or if my knives aren't good or whatever. So I'll just usually throw them in whole, maybe poke a prick in it with a knife, and then just put it on a cookie sheet. And when it's done, then I can get the seeds out. But you can do that however you want, and then once it's done, or while it's cooking, we can get some of our other ingredients ready. I'm going to put some hot water over some sun-dried tomatoes to kind of get those a little bit more soft, and they're dehydrated, so the sun-dried tomatoes will plump up a little bit with some hot water. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to also grate a little bit of my lemon, and then I'll juice that. And I've got some shallots today, something different rather than an onion. Chickpeas, do a little bit of half a can maybe of chickpeas, and some artichoke hearts, bag of spinach. You can use whatever green that you might have, and some seasonings. I like those seasoning blends. And then at the end we can throw some walnuts on for some omega-3s and have a lovely dinner that's really good for you. The shallot. Why the shallot instead of the onion? Well, in looking around at what people were saying on various sites, there's quite a difference of what people think, whether the shallot is a little stronger and has a little bit more of a garlicky flavor, and so it's kind of a nice substitute and works well in dressings and sauces. Some people who didn't tolerate onions well like shallots better. And a lot of people said that shallots, when cooked, would get milder quicker than onion. So it's just another lovely food that we have available that we get to try and experiment with. And like a lot of onion varieties too, you're going to probably have a different taste depending on where the shallots were grown or what variety they are, and all those sorts of things come into play. So it might not always be a general rule of thumb, but if you, for whatever reason, don't like onions, give shallots a try. I'm going to throw some of my seasonings in with the shallots and get a nice cooking start going here while I'm waiting for my squash. I'm also going to use a little bit of the juice from the garbanzo beans, if I need to keep my onions from burning or, otherwise browning too fast, sticking and all that good stuff. The shallots have been cooking away, and they have a little bit of a crunch, but are mild. They're a little bit milder than the way onions would taste, so that's what I'm seeing so far. And these sun-dried tomatoes are going to add a nice pungency to the dish. There's some artichoke hearts there, and we'll just kind of get everything going in there. If you use a different kind of green, like the kale, you will want to add that sooner than what I did here, because that would take longer to cook. Baby spinach is going to cook up quicker. The spaghetti squash came out of the oven, and I was just able to easily cut it, and you just use your fork and get these lovely long strands that are reminiscent of kind of spaghetti. They have a really interesting texture, and that's what makes spaghetti squash so fun. It's not a ton of flavor, but we're going to add it to our dish, and then it will be all good. The flavors of this dish are so good. We didn't use any oil at all, just a lot of great tasting, delicious, yummy ingredients, including that lovely lemon mixed with the sun-dried tomato and the squash. It's a delicious dinner. I'm Jelovna Keb with Healthy Facts. Keep eating well. This is good and it's good for you.